Hi everyone. Now I've just got hold of a couple of sets of dubbing, or these dubbins from Full and Mill. This is two of the colours I'm going to be using. I'm going to be tying the small, it's a hedgehog pattern, but the hedgehog pattern, believe it or not, even though most will use it for caddis or it's a sedge-like imitation, but it's also very good to give impression of a shrimp. And if you put this in the top dropper or so, or whatever, it will give that impression when the shrimp's close to the surface or along weed beds. It works extremely well. But I've got this, what this is, sorry, salty shrimp dub. Now, this is the colours I'm going to be using on this fly. Now, I haven't tied it before, I'm just messing around. Just want to try the dubbing. There's a few colours, obviously. You can take my fingers out of the way, you can see them. What are basic colours for the types of shrimp. Now shrimp are all different sizes, whether it be freshwater or saltwater shrimp. So you've got quite a few dubbing colours here. Colours that stick out for me, especially this when it comes to the sort of natural side. I've got here these colours. Now we've got Sandman, obviously, and obviously the colour of sand. Tan, again, is the colour of great colours. We've got Dirty Tan, got a few tans. And an olive brown here, this is a nice colour I like. There's a few olives there as well. There's white, ghost white, pink, obviously shrimpy, or salty, or shrimp pink anyway, or shrimpy dub. There you go. The usual kind of thing, very good for grailing, these colours. Same as much as this, if you're doing a bug or so, the grey, this is obviously just the basic grey, and this one is classed as a light orange. It has a kind of salmon pink colour through it as well. It's a fleshy colour. It's a colour I quite like. You have the kind of fluorescent orange, which can be used in this as well, I would think. But anyway, I mean, you can tie these shrimps. I mean, when I tie sort of the hedgehog type patterns, olive works extremely well, and the reason it works is because it's a shrimpy colour. Now shrimp take on the background of the colour they're feeding in as much as if they're in amongst the gravel, they're more gravelly like colour. Then it could be this olive brown colour, it's a brown colour. This would give a great shrimpy colour. So it would. I mean, a few of these would give that impression. This one especially is really nice. I quite like that one. I've had a quick feel at the dubbing, quick look at it. It's quite nice. It's a lovely blend. It's got the UV in it, which I like. I've always added I like a bit of UV in some of the dubbins I use, or many of the dubbins I actually use. So I'll be messing about with these, not just for shrimp patterns or whatever, but I'll just be messing about for other flies as well. I've got another set. This one here, this is the new, I mean, I'll be tying throughout the season, probably using these. This is the Tactical Peacock Flash Dub, and as well as I've got their one without the flash. So these are blends. I mean, there's quite a few blends and colours there. Again, there's some interesting colours that I would be happy to use. I mean, when you've got these colours will work. I mean, the colour doesn't show up too well through the packet, like, but I've got the colours that I would feel would certainly enhance a few of the nymphs and wet flies that I tie. So I'll be giving them a go as well. But anyway, I thought, when I was obviously for the loch or the freshwater anyway, the standard shrimp colour would be the kind of grey colour. Sorry, take the wrong one away. The grey. Depending again where they are feeding. I mean, they do take on the background. If they're feeding on weed, they'll have that olive hue coming from them. They rumble about in the gravel, and more gravel-like feeding, they'll be feeding on the algae and stuff around the stones, or anything really, because they eat anything, shrimp. So anyway, we'll zoom in, just so you can see what I'm doing. This is going to be a first, so I'm just experimenting. So try the colour I'm going to use to suit the colour of the material I'm using. In this case it's grey. First thing I like to do is just run the wax through the thread. Give me the extra grip. Now I'm tying on a curved hook. This is a super grub, super heavy weight anyway. You can use a lighter weight. It's up to yourself. There's lots of. I'll be tying on lightweight as well as this one. Now I'm going to be using. This is grey. This is mallard. Sorry, not mallard. What am I saying? This is, well, saying that small mallard fellas are quite like this, some of them. But these are grey partridge, sorry. So I'm just going to bring out some of the fibre for just to give the impression of the legs. So keep the tip. I'm going to use the tip. I'm going to wind the hackle at the front. So we've got a good bunch. Lengths. Well, really, don't be too shy. Like, you're looking at least the body length. I would think would be fine. Just going to make sure the cut these ends are tidied up. Now, when you're tying like a hedgehog-like pattern, there's lots of ways to tie it. Because I've got the tail on, I'm going to start off with some of the dubbing, the grey dub. So it's got a bit. It's lovely UV. It's got a very leggy like fibre. I don't know if you can see that, but we'll see how it dubs. This is going to be the first time I've used it. A bit too much there. So just start it off, see what it's like. Stretch it out. Easy enough to dub. So this is actually elk hair, so I'm keeping it quite light. Just a light coloured elk. Instead of using I could use a coastal deer hair or a roe deer, which I'd normally use. You could stack it if you want. So what I'll do is I'll do that. I'll stack it. Make sure they're lined up. I'll have it not as long as the legs, shorter, so maybe halfway or so. I usually trim it, tie it on, oops, make sure, catch it in nice and tight. You work with the grey at this point. There we go. Then we go back to our deer, elk. Again. Cut away for the skin, open out the fibre, remove any under for. It's actually not too bad. I'm actually going to use it the way it is. So I'll get the length I want. Now it's just the shape should be up to yourself. It could be short, it could be much tapered. So it's slightly tapering. So you can see it's slightly tapering up. Again, make sure this is secure. Now I'm going to use the light orange in this case in the centre. Now, I used to think when you see shrimp, there's like, it looks like, I always used to think it was an egg sac in the centre. It's actually not an egg sac, it's a parasite, I was told. So, I'm not an entomologist in any way, so I'm not saying the guy that told me that was an entomologist, but I'm sure he knew more about fly life than I did. So this orangey centre is a parasite rather than an egg sac, but I used to call it an egg sac. So anyway, again back in, get our elk. Just look at that, tapering, so you don't want it, it's just as long, just slightly shorter. There's, trim away, just work our way up. Just encouraging it to stay on top. It went with the thread a wee bit there. It's fine, back to the grey. Looking quite good. Some more of the deer hair. Yeah, a wee bit short that, just hold it. At this point I'm just going to make sure it's tied in, and then I'm going to finish off with the tip of the grey partridge, put a hackle on it. You could just put a throat in the fly if you want it, but I'm going to wind it. So revealed the tip of the feather, trimmed it so I'll leave enough to tie it on. Nice and tight, whoops. So then we just, not going to get many turns, you only get about a turn and a half or two at the most at the tip, but that's all we need. Got one or two feather fibres that want to go forward, so I'm just going to take my time, come round, catch it in. And 3 or 4 turns in there, move your hackle pliers, and then what I'm going to do is just tidy the head area up first, fold back the stem, keep the thread tight. I can then ping away. I can whip finish. Trim the thread away. And there we go. Looks quite nice. Very shrimpy like. And it'll certainly work with the caddis as well. Now usually I like to, because it's a soft hackle like this, if you get the hairdryer and just blow it, it'll throw it back, the fibre. Just bring it out. I'll take the twist out of the fibre. Basically when you wind on it, sort of twists it. Kind of rolls the fibre a wee bit. You can see there it sits nice. Then what we want to do is a wee bit of mamish. So there we are. Small shrimp. Now you could easily fish this in the sea as well. You'd catch mullet, stuff like that on it. Even sea trout. Anything that's feeding on shrimp looks quite good. But then if you want to fish the lochs, obviously if you're fishing like say the colour shrimp, top dropper fly, this would be ideal, or middle. Some you put in the middle just to see how it works, because if it's interesting the fish will certainly have a go at it. But anyway, there we are folks. A bit of fun, something to try. So it looks okay. Never tied one before. So if you do have a go at one, let me know how you got on. If you haven't got the new salty shrimp dub, obviously you can buy it from Full of Mill, but you can use whatever you have. You don't have to use this material, but it does look nice on there. And you could use a wee bit of Velcro and bring out some more of the fibre, but I'm quite happy the way it is. So there we are folks. I hope you enjoyed the video, and again, thanks for watching.